In the early 2000s, Nokia wasn't just a phone company. It was the phone company. Millions of people around the world owned a Nokia device. And for many, it was their very first mobile phone. By 2007, Nokia controlled more than half of the smartphone market. It looked unstoppable. But just a few years later, the king of mobile phones had fallen. So what happened? How did Nokia go from ruling the world to almost disappearing? This is the rise and fall of Nokia. Although most people know Nokia as a mobile phone company, its story actually began long before mobile phones even existed. In fact, Nokia was founded in 1865 in Finland by a mining engineer named Fredrik Idestam. But surprisingly, the company didn't start by making electronics. Instead, it began as a paper mill, producing paper products during a time when industrialization was transforming Europe. Over the following decades, Nokia continued to evolve. The company expanded into different industries, manufacturing products such as rubber boots, tires, cables, and electrical equipment. Rather than focusing on one business, Nokia constantly adapted to new opportunities. By the 1960s and 1970s, technology was advancing rapidly, and Nokia saw enormous potential in electronics and telecommunications. The company began investing heavily in research and development, preparing itself for what would become one of the biggest technological revolutions in history. Then, during the 1980s, Nokia entered the telecommunications industry. It was a decision that would change the company's future forever. As mobile phones became more popular during the 1990s, Nokia positioned itself at the center of the revolution. With innovation, smart leadership, and the growing demand for communication, the company was about to begin an extraordinary rise that would eventually make it the king of mobile phones. Mid-2000s, Nokia appeared unstoppable. The company controlled more than half of the smartphone market and had become one of the most recognized brands in the world. But in 2007, a company called Apple introduced a product that would change the industry forever. The iPhone wasn't just another phone. It was a completely different experience. Instead of physical buttons, it relied on a large touchscreen and software that was easy to use. For consumers, it felt like the future had arrived. Surprisingly, many executives at Nokia didn't see the iPhone as a serious threat. They believed customers would continue buying traditional phones and that their experience in the industry would protect them from competition. But the market was changing rapidly. Soon, Google's Android operating system entered the scene, allowing companies like Samsung and HTC to produce powerful smartphones with access to thousands of apps. Consumers wanted touchscreens, better internet browsing, cameras, and app stores. Unfortunately, Nokia's Symbian operating system was becoming outdated. It was complicated, slower than its competitors, and difficult for developers to build apps for. While Apple and Android manufacturers continued to innovate, Nokia struggled to keep pace. The king of mobile phones was beginning to lose control of the kingdom. It had ruled for years. As competition everything,